What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are out there crushing it on the virtual felt. I had a quick little session, 3 hours, about 2,000 hands last night, and I don't think I won a single pot. Obviously, that's not true, but it pretty much looks like it if you were looking at this graph. That is one steep downfall. What the hell happened? Let's jump into the hands and find out. So we didn't really get in any big hands during this session. 6 of the biggest hands that we played during the session we did lose though, and that is the reason why our entire session was down over $250. What you try to do in poker is minimize your losses and maximize your gains, and you will have a winning poker game. But sometimes over the short term, you will run into sessions like this. Not much you can do about it. I can't believe we didn't get in any big hands. First hand we're taking a look at is at a 25 NL table. We have ace-8 hearts in the big blind. Folds around to the small blind and puts in a 4x raise. I put in a 3-bet here to a player who folds 75% to 3-bets pre-flop. Great spot to be 3-betting. We do not get a fold though. Our opponent calls. We see a flop of Jack 3-3. Rainbow. Put in a half pot size bet on the flop. Our opponent calls. The turn is the deuce of spades. Does not improve our hand, and our opponent is most likely going to be calling if they called on a flop bet. The deuce doesn't do much for scare cards or improve any hands. And there's a 4 on the river. Got to get rid of the ace high right here. We are most likely beat to a player who shows down extremely well and has low bet numbers on the river. Gave away a couple bucks on that one. Now we have pocket kings under the gun. Open raise to 4x. We are at a 50 NL table. The hijack seat makes a call, and we see a heads up flop of 10 high rainbow. We just check back, and our opponent checks back as well. The turn is the deuce of spades. There's now 2 spades on the board, and we lead out for $3, about 2/3 pot. And the river is the 3 of spades, completing the spade draw. We lead out for a little bit larger than half pot, and our opponent bets 4x our bet on the river. This is an extremely tough spot. Our opponent shows down fairly well though. This is a regular player. A lot of players are going to find it hard to be putting in a river raise in this spot. This is most likely either a flush or a straight up bluff. And I make the fold here. Maybe this was a mistake fold. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, what you would have done. Is that a spot where you would have made a call? Now we have ace king suited in the big blind at the 25 NL. We get a raise from under the gun +2. This is a recreational player, very aggressive, high bet, high VPIP, high 3-bet percentage. And the player to our right, Skiller, has only 3 bets with premium hands. We have a sample size of under 1,000 on this player, pretty recreational as well. And I put in a 4-bet here to 650 with the ace king suited. The fish gets out of the way and Skiller calls. We just check back on the flop. The flop is 9 high, 2-tone, pretty wet board. The turn is a 5 of diamonds. An 8 now has a straight, and there are 2 flush draws on the board. Skiller leads out for half pot, and we make the fold here with just a king high, pretty much drawing to an ace or a king, which might actually not be outs if Skiller were to have an 8 in their hand. So get out of that one relatively cheap, even though we do lose 26 big blinds. Now we have ace jack offsuit playing from middle position at the 25 NL. Open raise to 3x up against Skiller once again. In this hand, Skiller makes a call on the button. The big blind also comes along, and we see a flop of queen high rainbow. We just check back on the flop being 3-way, and Skiller puts in a bet of half pot, and Skiller has a fold to check raise percentage of 56% on the flop. So I'm putting in a check raise right here with a high fold percentage, and we have some very strong draws. A king would give us the nut straight. We could also draw to an ace, which most likely gives us the best hand, and there's the possibility that a jack would improve us to the lead as well. Skiller does make the call though. There's now a little bit less than $10 in the pot, and the 8 of hearts on the turn does not improve our hand. We're most likely not going to get rid of Skiller if they called a check raise on the flop, so I just check back. Hopefully we can see a free river. We do it. Skiller checks as well, and now we're in a spot where we either put in a bluff on the river or just give up on the hand. I think if Skiller had a queen in this spot, he probably would have bet the turn, since we pretty much told him we were on some kind of draw when we checked back on the turn. So I think there's a good possibility that we could get rid of a 10 in this spot if we put in a large enough bet on the river. A half pot size bet though, or a little bit larger than half pot size, probably isn't going to do it. I think the bet sizing was off and we should have put in a bigger bet here, since he does make the call and he shows that he is willing to call a flop check raise with middle pair. I put that one in my notes for Skiller so that next time around we will know that he calls a flop check raise with middle pair, and he is willing to call a half pot size river bet with second to top pair. That hand did not work out well for us. These are the type of plays that you probably want to play against regular players more. The thinking players and the ones that know your game and probably wouldn't put you on a big bluff in this spot are the ones that you want to be bluffing against. That's where you're going to be making quite a bit of money, is bluffing against the regular players, the thinking players, and showing down well against the recreational and non-thinking players. So I think we made a mistake on that one. Now we have ace king at the 25 NL table. Under the gun +1, open raises to a little bit less than 3x. Middle position makes the call, and we are in the hijack seat, putting in a 3-bet to $3. Under the gun +1 makes a call of the $3, and under the gun +2 or middle position puts in a 4-bet, makes it $10 to go. This is most likely going to be a strong hand in this spot. I think I might have been tilted a little bit. I, for some reason, just make a call, which is probably a bad play. This is either going to be a jam or a fold, probably. Not really sure why I made just a call right there. You know, we're now pot committed, and we're going to be up against a strong hand. I think I realized what I did. Maybe that was a misclick, but I guarantee we are going to be up against a strong hand a lot of the time when we see just a call and then I raise pre-flop, and I think I realized what just occurred and make the fold post-flop even though I was pot committed. Not really sure what happened there. I'm going to go ahead and say that I misclick called pre-flop, making all kinds of mistakes today, and we are ending this session with pocket aces under the gun at the 100 NL table. Open raise to 4x. It's folding around. We get a call from the cutoff, and we are heads up. We see a flop of jack high, two-tone, 2 spades out there. We are in a pot with a regular player, plays pretty tight numbers, pretty high bet percentage on the flop, so I check back. Our opponent bets half pot. We make a call. The turn is the queen of diamonds. Check back once again. Our opponent bets a little bit less than 2/3 pot, and we just make a call. And the river is the 4 of diamonds, and I lead out for half pot right here. This is a little bit of a blocker value bet. We're going to get value from a lot of the queens, possibly some jacks. We are going to protect ourselves against the strong hands like the flop sets or the rivered flushes, possibly even a rivered straight with an ace-5. I don't see this player having that in the range though. And our opponent jams all in, and our opponent has won literally 100% of river 3-bets. So I think this is a pretty easy fold for us with the aces. Just not our night. We do make the fold, and we give up a large pot right there. We are absolutely getting crushed in this session, and sometimes you just got to stop playing, get up off the table, clear your mind. We're obviously making a lot of mistakes in this session, so let's regather ourselves and come back tomorrow with a new mental attitude. And we have been running really well, so we're due for a session like this every once in a while. You just can't let it affect you too much. Stay in your regular poker mindset and come back strong on the next session. Head down to the video description for links to America's Card Room, where I am doing all of my poker playing, including the 100K challenge. There are links for the America's Card Room Rakeback account or the VIP account down in the video description. If you have not checked out the video explaining the VIP versus Rakeback, the link for that is right here. The current bankroll for the 100K challenge is sitting at $45.81 and 15 cents. Still doing pretty good, approaching that 5K number. Pretty big milestone. When we hit the 5K number, that means that we will be up 100 times our initial deposit from about 5 months ago. That's pretty good return. If we can continue on that pace and make it 100 in another 5 months, you guys do the math. That is a big number. That is $500,000. There's no way that's gonna happen. I guess there is a way, there's a chance, but it's a very, very slim chance that that will happen. But still not doing too bad. Got a good pace going on the 100K challenge. It might be tough towards the end of the year when we're trying to get to that 100K number, but a lot can happen in the next 7+ months. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up below. Leave any comments or questions down in the comments section. If you have any suggestions for the type of videos that you are enjoying or content that you want to see in the future, leave those in the comment section as well. Are you guys enjoying more of the cash games, the tournaments, a little bit of both? I am going to go regather myself and get ready for this next session. But I will be back with a new video very soon. And until then, I'll see you guys out on the virtual felt.